Hi, welcome to Fairfield's virtual open house. I'm Lori Vail. I am an English teacher at Fairfield High School. Hopefully, I'm your English teacher in some capacity. I have been here for 8 years as an official teacher, but prior to that, I subbed and I student taught here. So I have been with Fairfield for the past 10 years. Few things about me that sometimes I'm asked at open house is my background. I went to the University of Cincinnati. I earned 2 honors degrees during my 4 years at UC. I have a bachelor in science or of science in secondary education, and I have my bachelor of arts in comparative literature. I am currently in the master's program at Miami University working on a transformative education degree. I am almost done with that. I grew up in Liberty Township, so I'm right around the corner. I attended Lakota West High School. My parents actually, their house was on Liberty Fairfield Road. I was technically closer to Fairfield High School, but I ended up in Lakota. Things I like to do, I hang out with my husband, read books. I collect a lot of knickknacks. When you come into my room, you'll see it's pretty crazy in here. I like to hang out with my cattle dogs. I spend time with my parents, my sister, and my 2 nephews and my niece. I'll leave this up here for a second. Make sure you can see everything. I don't. Okay. You can text me on Remind. That is automatically loaded through Progress Book. So make sure your information is up to date. I know you can update that through Clever or Progress Book. If you need any help with that, let me know. You can, of course, email me. You can call me. We have fancy new phones, so feel free to call me on those. And then I did set up my Zoom office hours every Wednesday from 10 to 12. So I hope you are awake by then if you are a student. I don't know if I can change those, but if it seems that they need to be changed, I will see if I can change them. I wasn't really sure what time to pick, truthfully. For parents, I have a couple of extra things. So on Progress Book, you can check all of your students' grades. I post things on Progress Book to the homework page, and I post grades frequently. So that is always kept up to date. You can also request to be added as a guardian on Google Classroom. As a guardian on Google Classroom, you will receive an auto-generated weekly email that tells you what assignments your students have completed and what assignments still need to be completed. You will not have access necessarily to links to those assignments, but it gives you some insight into what they need to do. So if you need to reach out to me because something's missing, we can have a specific idea of what your student still needs to do. So you can monitor your students' progress by going to Progress Book or by signing up as a guardian or requesting to be a guardian on Google Classroom. You can request that by emailing me, texting me on Remind, calling me, and then I believe there is a function within Google Classroom that allows you to do that. And then, of course, the contact information is the same. My school number is the same. Progress Book or Remind is the same, and my email address is the same if you do need to contact me for any reason whatsoever. There are a few different technological suites that we will be using this year. All of them can be found by going to fairfieldcityschools.net/links. The big one this year for your student will be Clever. When you log into Clever, you can get to the Google Classroom that provides you with access to Google Docs, Google Slides, all of the Google Suite stuff. You can get to Remind through Clever. Our department uses No Red Ink for grammar practice, so you can get to No Red Ink. And StudySync is our textbook. All of those things can be accessed by going to the fairfieldcityschools.net/links page and clicking Clever. It's really nice because when you click on the login, it tells you exactly the formula you have to use to log in. So it's a lot easier than remembering a bunch of passwords, although hopefully you'll get around to remembering it soon. Progress Book has been around for a long time. That's where you can check your grades, your schedule, any assignments that are upcoming. And then Office can also be accessed from the links page. That is where you can check your email, and you can also use Office Suites. Office Suite is, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, all of those things that you're likely familiar with from your prior years in school. I don't intend to use any other things that you need to log into as we go throughout this. For the most part, you will just need to know your email address and your password to get into your email. That will get you access to most of the things that we are doing. And you can also access them, most of them, through Clever, which is nice. If you are not in my sophomore English class, you can tune this out for a second. I just wanted to go over really quickly what we are doing in sophomore English this year. First quarter, we're going to focus on Macbeth by William Shakespeare. We will do a variety of writing throughout this unit. We'll do weekly short writing assignments that involve reading Macbeth. They involve reading another article or poem, kind of synthesizing different texts to help you understand how Macbeth is still relevant today. Second quarter, we will be reading Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury, and we are going to read this through what is called a psychological lens. So you'll be looking at the different characters and who they are psychologically. We will also read about technology and synthesize that information and craft an argumentative essay about how far is too far when it comes to technological advances or modern conveniences. Third quarter, we do a TED Talk. So for the most part, we focus on current events through reading weekly articles and writing about weekly articles, but we will also have you guys crafting a TED Talk about something that you are passionate about. Last year, my sophomores picked anime. They picked the evolution of gaming devices. A lot of kids wrote about Kobe Bryant. So you will have a TED Talk that you will be creating. Some students presented in front of the class. Other students did like I'm doing right now, and they filmed themselves, and then just me. And if you're in a class with Miss Paco, me and Miss Paco watch them. So if you're nervous about presenting, we'll try to make it easy for you. The last quarter, we read A Long Way Gone by Ishmael Bey. He is an actual Sierra Leonean. I think I made that up. He's from Sierra Leone, and he was actually taken, and he was forced to be a child soldier, and he wrote a memoir about it. So he blessed us with his knowledge and understanding of what it is to be a child soldier. It is a heartbreaking story, but it is extremely informative about things that are going on in the world. So that is the sophomore curriculum. If you are a senior taking my 20th and 21st century contemporary literature class and you're curious about what we are going to be doing, or a guardian of a senior taking that class, our first quarter, we do Intro to Critical Theory and Application Writing. So we will be researching the different theories surrounding literature and how to read literature from multiple perspectives. It helps you to be able to analyze. So if you're going off to college, you're going to be in a composition class next year, and your professor might say, I just need you to analyze this poem. And they don't always give you a lot of insight into how to do this. Critical theory gives you multiple avenues that you can look at literature, and it is extremely helpful with analysis, but it helps to develop empathy because you're practicing, how do I understand this situation from multiple perspectives? In addition to introducing you to critical theory, we will also be working on our common application essay that you can then upload onto Common App to apply for college. Based on the survey results that have, like I posted that survey to Google Classroom, based on those results, we're going to look at what do we need to do to prepare you guys for the ACT or SAT as well as we embark on our first quarter. So the first quarter is a lot of preparing you to apply for whatever you're doing in the future. And I know some kids, they're a little bit like, well, I'm not planning on going to college. I don't want to write a college application essay. And I always say this application essay allows you a chance to write to celebrate yourself. And it's something that we don't often do. So I encourage everybody, in fact, you have to do it to get a grade, but I encourage everybody to take advantage of this opportunity to reflect on a moment in your life that has made you who you are and has made you a better person. You'll always need to talk yourself up to some degree. Quarter two, we read The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. We collaborate in small groups and we look at those critical theories. So at that point, you'll choose what theoretical lens, and that fancy word will sound much less complex after quarter one. You'll choose what theoretical lens you would like to read the novel through, and you will collaborate with some classmates in order to analyze the novel through a psychological lens or a gender lens or a class lens. So we'll give you, and there are more than that, but I don't want this video to be 20 minutes long. and we'll give you the opportunity to write about that. Quarter 3, we read the play Fences by August Wilson, and we watch the movie starring Denzel Washington. It is incredible. While we read and view Fences, we will be reading current event articles that will help you to develop an understanding of what's happening in the world, things that you might care about, things that you might be concerned about, in order to help prepare you for quarter 4, which is addressing social issues. That is our capstone project. So we're going to look at how does contemporary literature address social issues, which issues are important to you, and how can you address those issues. We did it last year, even though we were virtual, and I had a lot of students still submit their project at the end, given the circumstances. And there were some really amazing things created. I have a student who's going to school for architecture who centered his capstone around developing a library specifically to ensure that all populations are represented. And he did that in collaboration with his architecture teacher to develop like what the library would look like and what it would include. So there are some really cool things that can happen with that capstone project. But we want to try to prepare you all year for understanding like what social issues you really care about, because it has to be a passion project. But that'll come later on. If you are here and you are a first semester virtual learner, but you're just wondering, that's what the bell sounds like. If you're just wondering, who is Miss Vail, when you eventually get a chance to meet me, or maybe you're planning on dropping in on those 10 to 12 office hours on Wednesdays, I do have a Google Classroom set up for you guys. So I decided to create a Google Classroom to give us a little bit of a learning environment. On that virtual learning Google Classroom, I'm going to post pacing guides. I'm going to post a weekly check-in. Those things are not graded. Those are just materials that I want to put out there to make sure that we have some type of connection, that you know that I'm there if you need anything. The pacing guides will try to break down the PLP that you'll be using. So the school's PLP is the site that you'll go on. It's the online program purchased by the district. All of your graded assignments are on there. But when you log in, they're kind of just there, and it's a lot of assignments. So I'm collaborating with other teachers in order to create pacing guides to help you stay on track. So those will be posted on the Google Classroom. Google Classroom is not mandatory for virtual learners. It is just something that I thought, if you want that additional assistance, it's there for you. I didn't want to just leave you guys out there alone, to quote SpongeBob. Wanted to share a few of my beliefs. Expectations. I think that high expectations come in the form of respect and reflection. In order to maintain high expectations for myself, maintain expectations for you maintaining expectations, you have to have a degree of respect. You have to spend some time self-reflecting on what is going on, what you can do better. I believe that representation matters. I think that students should be able to see themselves in the work that I am sharing with you. So I want to try to make sure that my curriculum is as inclusive as possible. Understanding, especially right now, flexibility and adaptation are necessary. This requires that you understand what needs to be done, but it also requires that I understand that you have specific needs that need to be met. So you might know like this needs to be done, but you might also know something about yourself or your schedule that I don't know. And I want you to know right now that I believe that understanding is key. So come forward, let me know whatever you need. The last portion of my beliefs here is authenticity. I want you to do authentic work in my class that will translate to your life, and I hope that I can make that possible for you. I want you to experience authentic experience in my classroom, and I want you to know that I am an authentic person. So I've had students in the past that have said, well, you get paid to like me, and I want you to know that I like you. I like you right now. I haven't met you yet, but I like you because I like you, because you're a human, and we're going to get along. And I want you to know that I say that with all authenticity. And I wanted to make sure that I thanked you guys for viewing this. I'm not even sure at this point how long it is or how boring it is. So like, I thank you for making it this far. I appreciate, if you're a guardian, I appreciate that you have an interest and you're invested in your child's English career. I want you to make sure that you contact me if I've neglected to tell you something that you were curious about. I would love to answer questions. I wasn't fully sure what all to include, and you don't want to do too much. And I definitely hope I didn't do too little. I will, or at this point, I don't know when you're watching this, but I have sent, or I will be sending home a contact form for you to fill out if your student takes a paper copy. So I'm not forcing them to take paper copies, but if your student took a paper copy home, they have that for you to fill out. If you would prefer to fill out that form online, there is a shortened link right there. It is case sensitive. So you'll type in that link on your phone or on your computer, wherever you're doing this, and you can fill out that form. It's simply bit.ly/Vail contact form. So you fill that out real quick, and it'll give me some insight into your student, and it helps me to understand how to best reach out to you if a need should arise. Thank you so much for attending, and I hope you have a wonderful whatever time of day it is.